water, earth, fire.
Hold on. That's not the right one.
You're right. And as he said, male and female, Jordan wrote them. Don't want to sit here and ramble on.
Okay.
More referred to as a gentle something.
Hey there, nomads of lore. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sean.
And we are Mead and Mischief, your home away from no home. Today we're going to be discussing one of our favorite book series, The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, specifically the magic system from these books.
This is going to be pretty much spoiler free. There might be really, really mild conceptual spoilers, but you're pretty good on spoilers. Have fun. Yep, that's right. So, first of all, a brief summary is that we'll start with the true source. The true source is split into two halves, Saidin and Saidar, which we're going to go into a little more detail in later in this video. Those two halves of the power work against each other and together. They together turn the Wheel of Time, which we'll probably get into the Wheel of Time as a concept and the world of the Wheel of Time.
The cyclical cycle.
All of that stuff in a video later, I imagine. So they turn the Wheel of Time.
Similar to the way that a wizard such as Gandalf might cast a spell, a channeler will use the one power to weave their spells. Might be one or multiple flows in that weave, and these flows come from earth, air, wind, fire, water.
Which isn't a big part.
It's not. It's not as big as it is in
Avatar
or some other things.
Or it's not elemental magic except in name, really.
Yeah.
It seems to me.
It's interesting. So they use those in combination, and those weaves become different spells or powers or what have you. Weaving the one power gives the channeler different abilities that could range anywhere from earth and fire manipulation, healing, size manipulation, different things like that, concealability, other things of the sort. Something else to note about these Saidin and Saidar halves is both of them are very addictive and extremely addictive. The more you use, the more addictive they become.
Just popping in to say.
If you haven't before, you should please.
Like, comment, subscribe, click the button, ring the bell.
Do all the things.
Please. Like we said at the beginning, the true source, we'll talk about the true power later, but the true source is split into two parts. It is actually split into a male half and a female half. Very, very interesting split there. Now, the male half of the true source of using the one power, ins and outs and things.
Weaving and all of the above.
All of the above, is called Saidin. And one of the most interesting things about Cydene is that it has been tainted by the Dark One. And so the Dark One has corrupted that at Cydene, and what that causes to happen is that the more a man uses Cydene, the more he draws on the one power that way, the more insane he goes. Eventually going so bad as he goes insane and will end up killing the people, his loved ones around him. It's a pretty scary deal. Worth noting is that men can sense other men channeling. Like we said in our little spoilery moment, I guess it's kind of a mild spoiler, but it's not gonna ruin anything plot wise for you. But the men can also, and this is intriguing, is they can also sense women channeling, which is interesting.
Both halves of the one power are described vastly throughout the book as being like water or water flowing. But they're described very differently in that concept. So the male half, Saidin, is described as a raging torrent that must be kind of coerced by strength of will by the man in order to keep it from overwhelming
Wrestling.
that man. Yeah, exactly, wrestling it into existence.
Perhaps less interesting than a tainted male half Saidin and crazy insanity, kill your neighbors or stuff. The female half is nevertheless pretty cool, and it is known as Saidar. And that's it. So, like we said, with men being able to sense other male channelers, women can also sense other women channeling. In fact, not only can they sense it, but it's described as they can see their flows, their weaves. So they can actually visibly see there's a lot of descriptions about the glow of Saidar around them. It's pretty interesting stuff. Like Jonathan just said, Saidar is also referred to in terms of water, flowing water, right? But instead of a raging torrent, it's more described as a gentle but powerful flow. And instead of having to wrestle Saidar into place and into its use, for Saidar, the women have to submit to the flow of that water. So it's different, comparing, contrasting, still very powerful, really cool, but different. Like Jonathan said, Cydene is often referred to, taking and using Cydene is often referred to as seizing the power or seizing the source. Saidar is usually referred to as embracing the source, as embracing the power, which is a cool, subtle, poetic difference.
All right, so not to get too confused and down in the weeds here, and not to get too spoilery, we want to stay away from that. But on this last point, we're going to talk about the true power. So the true power, not to be confused with the true source or the one source, but the true power, or the one power, one power, true source, true power,
So
all
many
these things. Okay, the true power is an energy source, much like the one power. And it comes not from the true source, but from the Dark One himself. And so it's a much different thing. It doesn't have two halves. It doesn't have a male and female. It's just one source of power. And the only way to gain access to that is if the Dark One enables you or gives you access to that power. And yeah, we don't want to get too far down there because you get towards the end of the books for a lot of that. But anyway, the magic system in these books is just crazy and very unique. It's also got a lot of elements from other things, but it's really cool. So if you liked all of that, you should definitely check out The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. I don't even know if we talked about it earlier. I can't remember, but it's coming on Amazon. I think I skipped that earlier. It's coming out on Amazon as a series. Might be really good. Who knows? We'll see. If you
should check out our other Wheel of Time content too.
we've got a lot of different Wheel of Time. We've got reviews, a lot of spoiler free and filled reviews of the books. We've also got some content on thoughts about the Wheel of Time series and things.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So check those out. And we hope you all
watching.
thanks for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Weekend, all the days.
Days. Anything that ends in Y.
Anything that ends in Y. Yeah, all of them.
Well, what is that? A channeler weaves a spell using
Weave is the spell.
power. A channeler of the one power weaves it. A channeler
Weaves
of the,
it.
using the he or she.
Flame of Udun! Dark fire shall not avail you. Underwater basket weaving.